you love these popular, overdone, overhyped perfumes and you want something that's a little different, here are some perfumes that have the same DNA but are actually unique and interesting. Hey everyone, I'm Annie G and welcome to my channel where the scents are sweet and the reviews are spicy. Today, we're talking about perfumes that have the same DNA as very popular perfumes, but are more interesting and more unique and less people have. So like, subscribe, all that good stuff. It means a lot to me. And let's talk about some alternatives to some very popular perfumes. Now, this is the perfume that inspired this entire video because I smelled it and I was like, duh. So if you love Jazz Club, but it's just a little too overdone or the performance is not very good, if you love Jazz Club, try Jazz by Zernell Gillie, okay? It has a very similar vibe. It's a kind of sweet, slightly tobacco, sandal, woody, vanilla, musky, but it's a lot more sophisticated. It's a lot more elegant. The spice in here is a lot more niche for sure. It's just a cooler, more interesting version. So Jazz has mahogany, bourbon, vanilla, honey, white musk, tobacco, papanux, cacao, red mandarin, and ambergris. It has that slightly sweet, honeyed tobacco feel, but with a cool kind of spicy edge where Jazz Club, the spice comes from pink pepper, neroli, and citrus at the top, rum, vetiver, and clary sage at the mid, and then tobacco leaf, vanilla bean, and styrax at the base. So they both have that slightly vanilla-y tobacco resinous thing going on, but the spice in Jazz is a lot more sophisticated and mysterious than Jazz Club. I think Jazz Club is like a little predictable. You smell it and you're like, oh, I get it. But Jazz itself feels a little bit more like you don't know where it's gonna go. Is it gonna go fully aromatic? Is it gonna go vanilla? Or is it gonna go musky? The dry down just becomes more and more rich. It lasts so long and you get these wafts throughout the day and it changes from super woody to really sweet to then a little smoky. It smells different at all these different points that you're smelling it. It is so interesting and such a more fun, unique version of that kind of vanilla, woody, musky tobacco. Yeah, if you like Jazz Club, I really think that you would like Jazz, and I honestly think you might like it more. It's just so cool and interesting and has that same peppery, sagey aspect to it, but just a little more rich and cool. So definitely, if you're a fan of Jazz Club, definitely give Jazz a try. Next is another perfume that immediately came to mind when I thought of this idea for this video. If you love Angel Share, if you love that super sweet, boozy, little apple pie spice DNA, but it's too thick, it's too heavy, it's too expensive for what it is, try Belvedere by 8 & Bob, okay? The first time I smelled this, I don't know why, I was just like, that smells exactly like Angel Share to me. Except for it's a little more elegant, it's thinner, the texture is not as syrupy and dense, it's lighter and it's a little muskier, but it still has that yummy, slightly boozy, a little bit of apple pie kind of hint. It's not nearly as sweet and clawing. It's a French chic version of Angel Share. So Belvedere has rum, lily of the valley, and bergamot at the top, honey, amber at the mid, and caramel, vanilla, and patchouli at the base. So it has that sweet honey amber, but the lily of the valley makes it slightly powdery and clean feeling. It's so beautiful and so interesting and elegant. It's, yeah, just so much more chic than Angel Share, which Angel Share is lovely, by the way. I love Angel Share, but it's so dense and heavy and just so expensive for what it is. It has cognac at the top, the cinnamon, tonka, oak, hedione, vanilla, praline, sandalwood, and almonds. So you're getting a similar praline and the caramel and Belvedere, cognac versus rum, hedione, and then the lily of the valley. But Belvedere, that bergamot lightens it up. It just doesn't wear as heavy and dense. It's so beautiful and it's delicious, but in a more restrained way. Angel Share feels so overindulgent and so gluttonous, and Belvedere feels restrained, properly proportioned. You're eating just enough. You're eating just a few bites until you're satiated, where Angel's Share feels like you're overindulging a little bit. That makes sense. But very similar DNAs, but I think Belvedere is much more interesting and unexpected, and it's not a dupe at all, but it lives in that same boozy, caramely, yummy world. So I think if you really like Angel Share and want to try something a little bit different, I think Belvedere is very good option. Okay, I think a lot of people are gonna think I'm insane for this next one, but if you like the idea of Erba Pura, but it is too obnoxious and too strong for you, but you like the idea of a fruity, like hyper fruity, musky, maybe a little bit of oud, maybe a little bit of wood, try Faire by Maison Matine. They smell so similar. It is so crazy. Okay, so Erba Pura right here, and then Faire on a strip here. Erba Pura is definitely oudier and in your face. Faire is a little bit of more fruit at the top, but honestly, they are so similar. They are so similar, except for Faire is a lot more obviously refined. It's not as strong at all. I mean, you'll get 3-4 hours versus 12, 13, 14 with Erba, but it has that just oud. Sometimes oud can feel like metallic to me or aromatic. It's like sharp. Kind of has that same thing that Erba Pura has for me. And sorry, my cat is coughing, please. It's hard to describe, but it's like this metallic, like aromatic, almost invigorating. I don't know. And they have it. It's so crazy. It's the last thing that I would expect a Maison Matine fragrance to smell like is Erba Pura, but they really do smell so similar. So in Faire you're gonna get pear, orange, laurel at the top, lily of the valley, osmanthus, and jasmine in the mid, musk, dry wood, and patchouli at the base. So it's that dry wood. I think it's oud. They're just not saying it. It smells a little oudy, or maybe that's what laurel smells like. I don't know what laurel smells like, but it's juicy, fruity, but soft and elegant with the musk and the lily of the valley, but then rich underneath. Very fun, very bright, happy, rich, elegant. And then Erba Pura, orange, bergamot, lemon at the top, fruits at the mid, musk, vanilla, and amber at the base. So it must be that musk. It has a similar, I could swear that Erba Pura has oud in it. It's not listed, but there's oud in there. There's oud in both of these. There's gotta be. Unless this musk is smelling a little oudy to me. But they smell so similar. And it's the fruits and the brightness. And then, yeah, it's so crazy. So if Erba Pura scares you and it's too much, but you like a fruity musky, and you like the idea of Erba Pura better than you actually like how it wears, because it is so intense. Faire honestly, it's a beautiful, fruity, elegant, yummy fragrance. So give it a try. Next, if you love the idea of Boujee Marshmallow, but you feel you are too old to be smelling like strawberries and marshmallows, same. I really like Boujee, but sometimes I do feel like it is a little juvenile. And I'm not super old, I'm 33, so still, do I want to be showing up to work smelling like fluffy marshmallows? I don't know. But if you like that idea, but you want something a little bit more elevated and grown, Whipped Bloom from Julianna's Perfumes is a more elegant, refined, interesting version of Boujee, and it's more affordable. And no one really talks about this one. It's got this plum note with the marshmallow that makes it just a little bit sexier, a little bit darker. It feels kind of like Bougee's like evil twin, or the bad child if they're twins. She's like the one always getting into trouble. Whipped Bloom is always getting into trouble. And Boujee was like the good girl, straight A student. This feels a little naughtier, but it still has that really fluffy, yummy, floral, slightly floral, little strawberry, a little pink. This doesn't feel strawberry. It doesn't smell like strawberry because it gets the juicy fruity from the plum, but it feels pink still. And it has, I think, cherry blossom in here or some sort of blossom in here that makes it feel pink, where Boujee is just like freesia and da-da-da-da-da. Yeah, freesia also has blossom, apple, marshmallow, coconut, whipped cream, sugar, boo, boo, boo. This just has like musk, the vanilla, and that juicy fruity at the top. Just feels more refined. I like this a lot better. I like the way it wears. Boujee gets so synthetic on me. So synthetic and so gross. So I much prefer Whipped Bloom. My cap is broken. That's why I put on 2 caps. What are you gonna do? It's $35, so. Try Whipped Bloom if you like the idea of Boujee, but you just feel like it's too juvenile. This feels really grown up and sexy, so give this a try. Okay, so this one's really wild. If you like vanilla powder, but it's a little too molecular and you want something vanilla, but maybe a little bit more interesting, try Nuit Extrait. Okay, the Extrait. hear me out. It has a mango creamy opening, but then once it dries down, it has the same kind of molecular ambroxany thing that vanilla powder does. It starts off a lot juicier, a lot fruitier. It's like the summertime version of vanilla powder. It's like the summer vacation version of vanilla powder. Yeah, the dry down's the same. It's just this has mango at the top. So take vanilla powder and put mango in it, and that is Livery Nuit Extrait. The dry down is the exact same. It's just a little bit more bright, tropical, and then vanilla powder is just like straight up vanilla. So vanilla powder is a little linear. It's pretty much the same, but Livery Nuit starts really juicy and then dries down to vanilla powder, a woody molecular vanilla. But they're the same to me. Both very yummy, both very expensive. But if you love vanilla powder, but you want something a little bit different, a little in the same lines, but maybe a little bit more warm weather, maybe a little bit more tropical vacation friendly, get a little decant from ScentSplit. That's all you need. It's one of those 5 or 9 mils, and that'll last you forever, of Livery Nuit Extrait by Ormaie. I think you'll really love it. I really do. I really think they're so similar. So let me know if you think so. And then last but not least, if you love the Santal 33 cool Papyrus woody DNA, please try Papyrus Moléculaire by Maison Crivelli. I've said it before, it's a more interesting, unique, less overdone version of Santal 33. It's a little muskier. It's not as dilly, or there's no problematic sandalwood in here. The sandalwood in here, if there is any, I don't remember. The papyrus is the main star instead of the sandalwood. So you're just getting something creamy, musky, woody, cool, elegant, soft. It wears so soft, chic. It feels like newspaper paper, like thin, but like a little bit of texture. It's still soft and that papery smell. Papyrus. I think there might be, well, I think it's just the tobacco that's here. Let me just look at the notes and just stop guessing. Yeah, carrot seed in here. That's where that slight aromatic is coming in. Black pepper, elemi resin, coriander, tonka bean. That's where the creaminess is coming from. And then tobacco. So don't be scared of the spices. They really are so well blended, so beautiful and elegant. The papyrus is watery and smoky and earthy, but it doesn't go too smoky. It has this fresh, clean, aromatic feel about it. Really beautiful, and I think a way more interesting take on that DNA. So Papyrus Moléculaire, if you like that idea, definitely give this a try. Okay, so those are some recommendations of more interesting versions of very popular perfumes. Let me know if you've tried any of these and can see the comparison. Let me know if you have any hidden gems similar to popular DNAs that you like better than the one that made it popular. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Okay, bye.